Hello and welcome to the Top Bin 90 show, a show dedicated to everything soccer. We talk MLS, we talk European, we talk international, we talk everything soccer. We talk about the pace of the ball, we talk about the length of the... No, I'm just kidding. Today I've got Kennedy and Jonathan back. Boys, how are you today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you for having us again.
Yeah, man. Some exciting stuff happening in the Prem and La Liga. We got international break right now, bro. We've gotten a plethora of soccer for the last good 2 months, man. I feel like a day that I don't watch soccer, I feel like I missed out on a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially coming from a position where we had no sports for the longest time to having so much sport thrown at us all at once.
That's true, man. It's like I don't want to say it's too much, but sometimes it is, you know?
You definitely got the 3 streams going. You got the computer, the TV,
know, bro. I can't keep up
your
with
phone.
every team.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We are getting thrown games after games and news after news right now.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it kind of sucks because the only thing that sucks, I think, about it is that you see all these heavy injuries, man, in every league. I mean, Liverpool has no defenders right now. Joe Gomez just got injured, too, in international duty. So I'm like, bro, who are we going to have who are we going to have as a defender? And, I mean, you see it everywhere. You see it in England. You see it in Spain. You see it in France. So, yeah.
Tell me about it. Let me tell you about Real Madrid's defense. We have nobody. 4 right backs have got injured. Even the youngster.
Yeah,
got
that's
COVID
true.
right now. We're down to our 5th stringer.
Y'all shouldn't have let Hakimi go
We should not
for
have.
40 mil too. Steal.
Awesome. I guess we'll start right there, man, in La Liga. I mean, La Liga is interesting this season. You've got Real Sociedad as number 1, and who's the number 2? Villarreal. I'm like, okay, even Madrid's 4th. Barca's 8th, but we've got 2 games in hand.
Is it 2?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, if they were theoretically, if they win those 2 games, they'll be a point behind the leaders. But even then, I'm like, both of these teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they're very inconsistent, man. So if a team wants to win La Liga this year that's not Barca and Real Madrid, this is definitely the year to do it.
This is the year, mentioned to you before. I don't think Real Madrid or Barcelona takes it this year. And Atletico could slip in that and take it.
Yeah.
It's about who makes the less mistakes, who has the less injuries, who stays fit and stays safe, because not just the injuries, COVID.
But do you really think Atletico has the team to go all the way, consistency? That's something I feel like that team still lacks, is consistency. They don't really, they dominate some games, then I feel like they struggle with a lot of games, you know?
Yeah, I think they have what it takes. The coach, they have the defense, and I think they have the midfield. Strikers, I feel like that's where they might be lacking.
Yeah.
Because
Both.
they have 2, but, they get red cards, they get injuries, and when they get red cards, they don't get 1 or 2 games. Those guys get 5 sometimes, depending on what they do.
And their strikers are still great strikers, but a little bit older. Diego Costa's older, Suarez is older. They'll give you good games, but you could still see that some of them are okay, they push through some games, versus in the past, I remember Diego Costa at Chelsea, man, freaking monster. Suarez at his prime at Liverpool and some years at Barca, freaking monsters. They're not the same strikers anymore. But I think, if they keep that, just that mentality, right? I think that's important, because they both have that where, they'll win you a penalty or they'll piss off some defender and, they can get the best out of them, you know?
I mean, especially Costa. Costa will just step on their foot. Costa pretty much will do anything in his power, and oftentimes, probably 10 out of 10. I'll even go as far as to say probably 9 or 10 out of 10 times it totally backfires on him. And I'm pretty sure everybody in here can agree with that statement.
Of course, yeah. Now, do you guys see maybe Real Sociedad or Villarreal doing something?
I feel like it's really early on to say that they're going to do something. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it would be nice to have, a Villarreal or a Sociedad, in the mix of, finishing top 3. So, you can see, them in, Champions League fixtures and stuff like that. I haven't seen Real Sociedad, I don't think, really ever.
They've got some
in Champions
players.
League.
I mean, they bought David Silva from Man City. And then they have... I can't think of... There's another player that I really like that they have, but I can't think of their names. But, they've got, an interesting squad. I feel like they're kind of like West Ham in La Liga where like they buy players that are about to get out of their prime, and then they come to them and they like kind of do well, but except West Ham doesn't do good.
No, West Ham, Arsenal, they get Chelsea, retired players.
Yeah, they do.
Czech, David Luiz, and then Willian now. no West Ham, Arsenal.
I mean, the sad thing is about it, whenever you got Czech didn't play like one season. He played like 3, and he was like starting all 3 seasons. So, I mean, I think that does say a little bit about Arsenal. But, I mean, the thing is with Sociedad, I mean, I think that David Silva really came in and made that difference.
Yeah.
Like, he's still kind of, like, shown, like, hey, I have, like, that playmaking, like, feature, and I think that pretty much, not saying, obviously, he's the sole reason why they're doing good. But, I mean, I don't think it's ironic that he's come in and, they're number 1. Yeah.
Even sometimes it's not the playing style, it's the mentality that a player can bring you, because when I think I was watching a game or like some highlights of when Liverpool played Atalanta and we smashed them like 5-0, something like that. I can't remember now the exact score, but like you can hear Henderson say, good job, like keep it going, like make this happen, like run for it, Trent. And like I mean, like that's stuff that you can't really hear when like there's fans. Crowds and stuff. But I think stuff like that makes the difference. That's where somebody like a David Silva can bring that winning mentality to Real Sociedad. I mean, it helps that Barca and Madrid aren't doing great either. I mean, we just lost Ansu Fati for a couple of months too, which I'm like, good God, we just got Coutinho back. Now Ansu Fati's gone for a couple of months. And I'm like, but the good thing is I look over and I see Real Madrid. Hey, 4-1. Good job.
Yeah, they had Valencia has this kid from the U.S., I think, or like he has like a U.S. nationality, and he's getting like the most minutes out of like any young U.S. prospect in regards to La Liga. Like I forgot how many games he's played or how many minutes, but I think that he's. But do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
I can't remember his name either off the top of my head, but I know he's getting some good experience in there.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, he's getting some good experience. Like a lot of U.S. youngsters right now, they're getting some experience. But Valencia, man, they sold half of their squad over the summer because of their board, and they went and beat Real Madrid. They do that every year. Every year somehow they get a point. They beat Real Madrid. Like that's their rival right there.
Yeah.
I feel like they played their best game. They could be in the bottom every year. They could be 18. They could be 12.
That's true,
but
man.
They played Real Madrid and they somehow get a win.
Yeah, Real Sociedad was like that for us. Every time we'd go over there, like it was always a hard game for Barcelona. It was always a hard game. Even a couple seasons ago when Luis Enrique was the coach, like he almost got fired after a game because he left Messi on the bench.
Right.
But then we turned it around and won everything that year, which was pretty cool. Except like the Supercopa.
But that's the great thing we're seeing right now, where nobody's really at the top besides Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that's very true.
And you see these surprises early on in each league. You see Juventus down, you see Manchester United, PSG not doing their best.
You're right, man.
City, Liverpool still not there, but they're getting close. Real Madrid is close, like a game behind. But
that's a good point, man. Like COVID has brought some interesting times, even in like our sports. Like, yeah, you look across the top 5 leagues outside of Bayern, like every other league, like Juventus is struggling. Even like I personally don't think Pirlo is gonna last all season. The way I've seen Juventus play, I'm like,
Well, I mean, you're bringing Pirlo in, and he's had like no prior like coaching experience really. So you're just banking on like the fact that he's just some sort of mastermind, and somehow he's gonna implement his artistry into a team that he really has no idea how it functions. Like,
apparently, he got like a really good score on some like coach test, like. Like I'm like, okay.
I mean,
is that the measurement now?
At that point, they just need to check my FIFA manager ranking. I haven't lost since I started.
For real, man. Like
I'm about to be Juve's replacement.
Hey, are you gonna give us the first interview?
Oh yeah, of course, bro. I went from top bin 90 to coaching the first team of Juventus.
I'm gonna milk that from now on. I'm like, yo, listen, we had Kennedy on the show. We kind of springboarded him to coach.
I'm about to bring Ronaldo in for a surprise guest.
Sure.
Nice, maybe next week.
Make sure you sign something before.
For real, man. I don't think he'll sign my.
He might burn that, to be honest. If anything, or he might drop the F-bomb on it.
Nice. So let's talk a little bit about Prem then. A similar thing you see in the Premier League. You know, right now number 1 is Leicester City, Tottenham second, Liverpool's third. But the thing is, between first and like 15th place is only 8 points. Which, I mean, like, that's not a lot.
Southampton's killing it right now,
man.
bro.
They got a good squad.
Honestly, it really makes me upset that Danny Ings really didn't work out at Liverpool, because especially looking at his potential right now, it is unfortunate because I feel like the time he was at Liverpool, I would say good, probably 90% of the time, he was injured.
Yeah, I mean, he tore both his ACLs
exactly.
at Liverpool.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was watching this interview where he actually said, like, it got to the point where he's like, I really started thinking about, like, life after soccer, and, like, he's actually, like, doing brick mason stuff. During the time he was injured, apparently, like, his dad was showing him, like fundamentals of, like, brick masonry and stuff like that for him to, like, start a business. That, like, he was like, during that time, like, I really thought about, like, life after soccer because, like you said, he tore both,
which is hard,
both
man.
ACLs.
I'm going through it right now, too. I tore my ACL, man, and
for sure.
I haven't been playing, and, teams have been calling me up, and I'm like, man, I can't play right.
I got top bid 90, bro.
Nice. But, you're right, man. But, I mean, like, you kind of understand the move, too, because he was never going to break into that Liverpool squad at that time. We had Firmino at his best, Mane, Salah. And, I mean even now, we've got Diogo Jota, who's, like, tearing it up as well,
He is balling.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm glad for Danny Ings, though, because it's, like, he's come back, and he's just absolutely... And it was definitely a risk on Southampton's end.
Of course.
Because, I mean, he hasn't had a healthy season since he was balling out at Burnley.
Yeah.
And I mean, now he's coming in, and like last season, he was.
He's a baller. I think he'll get one more move, man. I can see him at a Tottenham.
I need to see him stay at Southampton, bro. I'm not even a Southampton fan, but just something that like he just works in that system so well.
He does, and they got a really good coach, man. That German mentality. I can't say his name. Like Roggenskloff or something like that. Totally
tomato. It's
but like I like how they play. They've got that positivity. Like that's what Southampton a couple of years ago was. Like I guess they were like they always pulled out a good coach. Like Koeman did well when he was there. Pochettino did well when he was there. And like they had good teams. I mean, they were Liverpool's feeder team for a while. We got almost every player.
You guys got Lallana. You guys got Mane. You guys got Van Dijk.
Van Dijk we got from them. We've got dang, his name skips me now. But like he went to Zenit. We just sold him last year. Got a defender. He was with us for a long time. I can't think of his name now. But anyways.
Lovren,
yeah. Lovren came from Southampton as well.
South Africa.
Yeah. So who do you see, Jonathan, as in the Premier League? What team interests you, or do you see a clear favorite right now?
Well, you guys brought up Southampton. They every year, they are always that hard team going into a cold, rainy night on a Monday to Southampton and stuff.
Yeah.
But the one I see right now that sticks out, even though they lost some games, but is Aston Villa.
Okay.
They beat Arsenal right now.
They dominated Arsenal. Grealish is world class.
Bro, he's the truth. It's the calves, bro. His legs are massive. Bro, he can't even pull the sock all the way up. Like,
he bullied every defender, man.
You could say he's probably like top 3 center mids.
Oh yeah, for sure. Honestly, I asked Trenchcoat why he doesn't play him more. Like it's just like I don't know what he needs to do more to put himself in that starting position right now, because he's absolutely killing it, and it's Aston Villa, they have a lot of things going for him right now. It's like I think they realized, on that last day of last season, when they stayed up, they're like we can't afford to do this again. We don't want to go back down in the championship and be known as one of those teams that like teeter-tots in between Fulham. Championship. Oh, Fulham, I don't know. Something just needs to happen there. They just need to like burn the club or something like that. Like, or just buy, somebody else needs to buy it, because they literally get promoted, relegated, like following. I can't remember the last time they stayed up like 2 full Premier League seasons. Like,
but not just Jack Grealish. They have Barkley now.
Barkley,
they are getting linked up. Both of them.
Yeah,
I think that he's the one that really made the difference, because it kind of took the burden off like Jack Grealish's shoulders.
Yeah,
and kind of like
the new striker they bought too,
Ollie Watkins.
Yeah,
Ollie Watkins is.
looked like in the highlights against Arsenal, just them
Bro,
three were
they-
killing them.
They bullied us too. Like when they beat us 7-2, like
It seemed like it was
they-
3 against 8.
yeah.
Bro, like, they just like I don't know what it is about this Aston Villa team. You know, it's they've made a couple key signings. You know, Ollie Watkins. I think they bought him from some championship team.
That almost made it to the Premier
Oh,
League. I can't think of the name.
days. It'll come
Alright,
back
so the
to
rest
me.
of the show we'll remember everything. Cause
It'll
Was it
come
Derby
back.
County?
No,
it
it wasn't
wasn't
Derby
Derby.
County. It was it started with a B.
yeah. It's like at the tip of our tongue.
Not Burnley, right?
No,
'Cause they almost got promoted.
I gotta find this out. Hold on.
But yeah, you know what team that I see on the up too is Tottenham, man. I had them in my top 4 at the beginning of the season. Honestly, I think they could finish second or third. They've only lost the very first game against Everton, who's on a little bit of a decline now. But I see them up there, you know. But like that's the thing about the top 4 this year in the Prem. I still see Liverpool winning the league because I think out of all the games that we've played, we've won most of them, and we've tied the hard ones. We've tied Everton away, and we tied Man City away.
I agree with you.
Outside of that Aston Villa beating, every other game, I'm like, okay, I'll take wins to these teams, and I'll take a tie at Goodison, and I'll take a tie at the Etihad, right? As long as we're strong at Anfield, like, I see us making it. You know, even with, it was interesting because after we lost Van Dijk, we've only conceded 3 goals. So, I mean, that to me shows the quality of a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, when stuff like this happens and, like, they can figure out a way to, like, okay, like, this isn't ideal, but let's figure it out till, you know, we get our main players back. That shows me the quality. That's why I love Klopp so much. That's why I still don't put my stamp of approval on Mikel Arteta, because I'm like, okay, like, Arsenal to me does not play great soccer. Like, they've beaten big teams, but it's more from a defensive style, which is interesting to me because Mikel was under
Pep,
Pep, and he was under Arsene Wenger when he was at Arsenal as well. So I'm like, okay, like his style of play doesn't really suit like an offensive football to me. You know, even like I don't understand why they left Ozil out. You know, I can see like, okay, maybe this guy's not a week in, week out player, but where do you see the creativity coming from Arsenal?
He's
Ceballos? No.
I mean, he's definitely. And the thing about Ceballos is like he had the chance to like, you know, he went back. He got recalled from that loan, if I'm not mistaken, and they were legit like, yeah, we want him back. So they took him back. So I mean, I feel like he does bring like a creative spark, but he's not that player for them.
I just don't think he's good enough.
No, I think that you need to at least be bringing Ozil off the bench. That's you know, and Ozil's one of those players where it's like you can look at him, he's like, wow, he's really lazy, until you see the stats that he's done for that game, and you're like, wow, like he might be walking around, but like he's made like so many key passes to where once you see the stats, it totally like changes your initial perspective on seeing him come on.
You
Like
see the stats, and you see also top assist in La Liga, top assist in Germany, top assist in Premier League, top assist in World Cup.
he
That's
does
what I'm
this,
talking about.
like
he's a bad man, bro.
He makes everybody else around him better.
Yeah.
Even though he might seem like a lazy player.
Yeah.
But man, once the ball hits his foot,
Yeah.
it's an assist.
yeah.
Which is what I criticize about Arsenal now, because I'm like, okay, like looking through the games that Arteta has had, I'm like, okay, like I can't, like, it's hard for me to think of games where Arsenal has actually just dominated playing offensive soccer. I'm like, that's not really their style. Even against Aston Villa, they played more defensive. They played the same team that played against Man U. I understand when you went to Man U and got a result, you played like that. But okay, like you're at home. Like Aston Villa's a good team, but you're still at home and you're still Arsenal. So theoretically, you're still a bigger team. You know,
Arteta has the same stats as Emery.
Unai Emery.
Right now, he has the same stats.
Someone said Emery 2.0. I was like, come on.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's just gonna be so hard because the thing is, you know, Arsenal fans have been extremely, not currently, but in the past they've been extremely fortunate because, you know, before Wenger, you know, they had arguably one of the best English coaches to ever grace the game in George Graham.
Yeah, George Graham.
And, you know, Arsene Wenger came and just morphed football like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was drinking. He brought in diets. It was like, yeah, no smoking in the locker room kind of deal. Even though he's chiefing cigs on the touchline because he's super nervous. And then, but I think that it's going to be extremely hard to find a suitable manager for Arsenal right now. I mean, because I feel like they don't give them enough time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, and it's
like even if like I just feel like also like even if you take Arteta out of that Arsenal team, like you're not gonna, with how they spend and the type of players they buy, you're not gonna attract the top coaches.
I mean, look at it. They needed to buy center backs, and then like they went ahead and bought like midfielders, offensive
Gabriel, I
players.
think was a great sign.
Oh, he's a baller,
Yeah,
dude.
he's
He's
a
strong, bro.
He's great, but Rob Holding, David Luiz.
I mean, Rob Holding's been supposed to be good.
Mustafi. Like these guys, I'm like, okay, like nah, bro. Like you need something better. But like I don't understand why he doesn't play Saliba either. Like he bought Saliba. They bought him 2 years ago. He went on loan. And
Was that the French kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Apparently Arteta like hates him. Like,
Yeah, bro.
like I've read something where is it like he was saying like you had El Nini come in and like, you know, it's bad whenever you got El Nini like literally like Arteta's like praising El Nini, and then you got old boy over here who's like he just can't do anything right. Like it's like, you know, I'm either gonna sell you or you're gonna get sent back on loan. It's like you decide what you want to do.
It's not like they have a plethora of great defenders.
No, that's the thing. Like, and that's my thing. I'm just like, you know, maybe. I mean, what else do you have to lose? Like, just give him a go. What are you gonna lose? Another 3 points that you were initially gonna probably lose beforehand? Like, it's no biggie. But another team who I think is so nice is Leeds.
Okay.
Leeds, because it's like I don't know. Just look at like in Premier League history and everything like that. You can't hate Leeds United, you know, unless you're a Man United
They play
fan.
good soccer, but I think just defensively, like that team is very sus.
It's very. Yeah, to say the least,
but
but
the problem,
and that's the thing. Like,
but like if you're not gonna win anything, at least you're playing exciting soccer.
Oh yeah, they're so fast paced.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, like a lot of
That
the
Bielsa
players. Oh,
mentality,
bro, I
bro.
love Marco Bielsa. It's just sitting on the bucket.
Yeah.
Like if you sit on the bucket, I feel like you're just gonna have a great game.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you got Patrick Bamford. You know, that's another thing that I feel like Patrick Bamford. He scores goals, but the chances that he has. He wastes so many chances because there's been a lot of times where I feel like, you know, he could have put games to rest and given them a goal, you know, 2-goal cushion whenever, you know, he clearly missed those two chances, you know. But they also have Rodrigo. That's also the thing that really gets me. You have Rodrigo also at Leeds. I don't know if he's injured or sick.
He got COVID, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's why Bamford's getting the start there.
Speaking of inconsistent strikers, one thing that I've seen that like it's hard to make up my mind on is two strikers. The first one at Arsenal, Lacazette, and then Gabriel Jesus at Man City. Like these two guys, I feel like at one point I was like, okay, these guys could be the real deal, but like I feel like both of them haven't made that springboard to like, okay, like top quality striker. You know, Lacazette has missed a very like some chances that somebody said that like if he's really worth 50 to 60 million that Arsenal paid, he should be bagging these goals. Like I don't care, like, you know, if you got a one-on-one, because even against when they played Liverpool, like he missed a one-on-one that could have tied the game. Although we outplayed them, like that's what you need your top strikers for. And Jesus to me is kind of similar. You know, Jesus is a good striker, but I'm like, is he really going to be the guy that replaces Aguero? I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on those guys?
I think that, you know, once Aguero's time to go, you're not going to replace Aguero. I'm sorry. I don't know who you're going to bring in to replace Aguero because I think healthy Aguero's best forward in the Premier League by a landslide. I think that if he was fully healthy, he probably would be the close, like, international player.
Man, oh my God. I've always
It's insane, dude. Like, it's left foot, right foot. It's anything he scores. He does what you need him to do.
Yeah.
That is, in my eyes, your depiction of an ideal striker. Like I wish Jesus could somehow, you know, mold his game around Aguero, you know, studying his movements off the ball, you know, to put himself in that position, because it's not like he plays out of position. You know, 9 out of 10 times, you know, if Aguero's starting, he's probably the one coming on to, you know, fill in for Aguero.
Because even like Jesus now to me seems more like a winger, either like a right or left winger. Like he could play the top guy, but like I'm like he's not as deadly as Aguero to be that 9. You know,
the thing that you see Jesus is he has the same type of way to score goals. He can do left, right, headers just like Aguero. But like you mentioned, that he's on the left wing, his right wing, he moves around, and I think Pep likes him that way. But if he stay more in that area, like Aguero, he could score more goals. He could get closer to what they're we are used to seeing at City with Aguero, but Jesus is he just needs to, like you said, watch more highlights, stay more. Stay right there.
Study that's it.
But is Jesus the kind of guy that's gonna win you a game? Is my question.
Well,
Obama Yang is the guy that's gonna win you a game.
Arsenal, and he won them important one. And that hurts me to this day is against Real Madrid. He is the one that made those mistakes. He was everywhere. He's that guy. It's like pushing everywhere. He's fast. He's like small, and he bothers those defenders.
I think that Jesus, he's a fantastic player. He just needs to be given the proper opportunity. You know what I mean? Instead of like how you were saying, like how Pep kind of deploys him, left, right. I think that if he gave him that sound striker position, like if you're coming on as a striker. You're not coming on as a left wing. You're not coming on as a right wing. You're coming in to bag these goals real quick, and and he does move like a striker too. That's the thing.
But I think that's what going into what Jonathan says. Like I think to him, it's not just natural to stay in the box or to like be the hold-up player and be the guy that's a striker. I think he likes it. It's kind of like Firmino. Like Firmino likes moving around.
Oh yeah.
Like Firmino likes going back, winning a ball, and pinging it to Mane or Salah, and they take the limelight.
You see a little bit of difference of Jesus in Brazil. He stays more in his position.
Yeah.
Because you have other players around doing that work with like Neymar in Brazil and Coutinho. So he stays more in position. But you're right, Firmino and Jesus do bring the ball. They could come down. But in City, you have Foden now playing more. He could do that position behind him.
And you've got De Bruyne too, bro. Like he's always gonna ping you an amazing ball.
I mean, that's the thing. Like if I was,
shout out to him for missing that penalty this weekend.
That shook me to the core. I was
so mad. I was like, come on, bro, come on, Joe Gomez.
Yeah.
I was like, honestly, I don't think that people are gonna say it was a penalty. To me, it wasn't because he was running forward. But anyways, but like the good thing is that he missed. Kevin De Bruyne missed that penalty that could have probably got them the game.
I mean, from 12 out, De Bruyne missing from 12 out. He's pinging like outside of the football, is like side to side, and it's just from 12 out. Like my girlfriend was like, she heard me yell. And she's like, well, what's wrong? I was like, this, he missed a PK. And she's like, so? I'm like, yeah. I was like, this is Kevin De Bruyne. I was like, he doesn't miss. Like, this is, like, if I was to pick, you never miss.
I was like, okay, 2-1. How can we come back? Like, mentally, I was already 2-1. And I thought,
no, because, like, I was trying to explain to her. I'm like, like, I know you don't watch soccer or anything. I was like, but, like, this guy never misses, Even his overpasses are probably better than most passes. Best players passes on their best day, and it's just insane. I mean, it was just one of those rare occasions where it was like, all right, it might swing in my favor.
They keep happening. Those missing penalties, those streaks are getting coming to an end. Lukaku this year, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Oh, I have seen a lot of people miss penalties this year.
How about moving to Lacazette? What do you guys think about Lacazette?
I think Lacazette made that move way too late. He came from Lyon around like 26, 27, which, that's not old. Yeah. But, he could have made that Premier League move years prior to that. And I think that Lacazette, he just has no confidence in himself at all right now. I feel like that's the case. Like he said, he's missing sitters. He's missing goals. As you said, if you pay 50, 60 million pounds for this guy, he needs to be bagging these opportunities for you. And I think that it's just a matter of, I feel like if he, gets a good goal, hopefully he can get some momentum going.
Yeah.
But at this point, I don't think that he's doing the job that he needs to do. So you might end up having to look elsewhere, or for giggles, you can.
Not elsewhere. On his left, put Aubameyang there.
Yeah, put Aubameyang up top.
Then you have Pepe and William next to him.
Yeah.
You need to bench him, like you said. The confidence. That's why right now he's not. He doesn't have it. He's having a slow start. I remember when he came on Arsenal, he started scoring.
He was decent.
He was scoring in important games too. Yeah, like you saw him score against Tottenham. You saw him score against us. You saw him score against. I think it was Chelsea he scored against too. Yeah,
Europa League as well.
But like I feel like he's kind of had a dip ever since then, and I've never seen him as like the main guy. Like Oba took that spot, which I mean Aubameyang is just world class.
But like still 30.
you need a striker that has that presence. And to me, Lacazette has this season to prove it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's been too long, you know?
But also the guys behind him, sometimes they don't put. You can say he missed 1 or 2 chances, but usually other strikers get more than 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And the guys behind him they don't play week to week bases. Arteta changes midfield consistently.
Yeah,
so
but
you need that link.
I would agree with you if they didn't have Aubameyang scores. He's consistently
On the
up
left
there. He
wing.
won the Golden Boot 2 years
he takes it
ago.
himself.
He was 1 or 2 goals last season away from being a top
Yeah.
scorer. So I'm like, okay, like,
I mean,
what's Lacazette's excuse then?
I mean, because it's like, if you look at Aubameyang goals, it's the same goal every time, bro. He cuts in on the right
Yeah.
foot, whips it into
You're a
the.
baller. You're a baller. You score goals.
That's what
from
I'm saying.
anywhere.
Like, if you're that striker, you're that striker. Aguero's
You're
that
gonna
striker.
bag your
Harry
opportunities.
Kane is that striker.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like, if they're paying 50 to 60 million for that type of striker, like, you need to be the guy.
You expect more. Yeah.
Oh, dude, but you mentioned Harry Kane, dude. This is arguably one of the best seasons I've seen from Kane, just showing what he can do in terms of, like, what is he has more assists than he does goals. This Son Kane combo is absolutely
Son, Kane,
unreal.
maybe
And
Bale.
Kane, man, they're linking up. And something that you have to give credit to is Mourinho. Mourinho brings the
Yeah,
best
bro.
out of every player. Or if you're doing bad, he'll bring you down. But he's bringing the best out of Kane right now. You can see in the interviews how he talks. I don't know if you guys have seen the documentary of the.
He said, I'm going to make you a better player. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, even and Mourinho always has something about his second season where it's always special.
Magic, man.
So this is going to be kind of that second season for
They're
Tottenham.
still gonna win no silverware. Never.
I can see them at
Never.
I can see them top 4, and I can see them in the final of the Europa
They'll
League.
be happy to finish above Arsenal again every year.
They'll be happy to
Nah,
win
I
the
can
FA
see
Cup.
them in like the final of the Europa League. Like, they're one of the favorite teams. Then probably Arsenal. Maybe who else is in it? Is it Inter? No, Inter's
Mentors in Champions
Villarreal.
League.
Villarreal is in it.
Villarreal. Yeah.
That'd be sick to see them win Europa League. That would be nice. Seeing Villarreal win it, and then automatically if they finish in the top 3, get in the Champions League position. I mean, just Villarreal is Cazorla still there, or did he retire?
He went to a team in like the
Asia.
Middle Eastern.
Oh, okay, he
But they
had
do
that.
have other players like Parejo. They have Coquelin.
I forgot they had Parejo.
Coquelin, Parejo, I give it to you. Coquelin to me.
But they have a nice.
Coquelin came from Arsenal, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, they have other players. They have a good squad.
Yeah, man. So like, yeah. So going back to the Prem, you guys still don't see a kind of a clear favorite, right? I still think Liverpool will take it, man. Just based off how we started and all the problems that we have, I'm like, look at everybody else, bro. Everybody else is not that good. Arsenal's not that good. Chelsea's on the up. I'll give them that. But still, like, that team's not consistent to me.
You hit it on the point earlier where you don't have defenders for Liverpool, but I still see them winning the Premier League because they have the experience. They have the coach, and
Yeah, bro.
I see them grinding every time. Even though they're missing some key defenders, they're still winning.
Yeah.
And
They know how to play title-winning football, which is the most important thing.
They have depth too. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like that.
Well, we have depth, but we've lost everybody.
I
bro,
mean,
that
in
defense.
regards to
Van Dijk, Fabinho.
who's old boy you
Matip,
had come up from the academy?
Nat Williams.
Oh, he's not Williams played a heck of a game
Yeah,
the other
he won
day.
man of the match.
Yeah, dude,
couple
he's a
seasons.
baller, bro.
Yeah,
I can't say he's a baller, but so far, what I've seen, he came in and did his job,
Yeah.
like, to say the least.
Which is
And-
perfect, man. Like, when you have the right atmosphere and the right players, and it's interesting, like, when you bring somebody in like Diogo Jota, who's like coming in and like challenging everybody now. It's like, okay, like, oh, what's Firmino gonna do? Which I'm like, I kind of like that because it keeps the players up top like, okay, like, we gotta continue to be great, or somebody could come for our spot.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
like that you guys Liverpool's going every summer and buying new players, making that squad better. Whether
It
it's a
is.
backup or somebody to push.
And
the
it's not
starters.
even just buying a player; it's studying what to get to make the team better,
Facts.
which I think is important.
They're
Which
not
I don't
just-
think Man U does.
They're not just buying players to
Yeah,
buy
That's
players.
the problem
Yeah.
with Arsenal. That they have the right coach, but they don't have the right players
Yeah.
to play that style, that Guardiola Arteta style.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Where Liverpool, they have bought the players that they needed,
Yep.
key players. Van Dijk, they need a defender. Went and got Van Dijk. They need a
Alisson.
goalie. They went and Alisson.
Yeah.
And
Nobody was expecting the season that Diogo Jota's having so far, but like it's all planned. You know what I'm saying? Like they studied and they looked at that player for a very long time before they made that move.
I will say, their analysis prior to, throwing that bid in there, I feel like because personally, I can't really think of many Liverpool players in the Klopp era that, have came and flopped.
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
very
Like
few.
thinking about that, there's a handful.
Yeah, like I can think of some, but like out of the ones that we've gotten, he's brought in good players, and that's why you need a great coach, because he's turned them into world-class players. He turns Salah
exactly.
world-class, Mane world-class. Firmino, to me, is still world-class.
Yeah, and I think Jota just needed that little move away from Wolves, where it was like to
Yeah.
kind of show, like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's better than Wolves, but like he deserved a better
Bro,
setup.
That's why I
that's
kind of like feel for Raúl Jimenez. Like, I feel like if Man U or somebody would have came for him, I would have went, bro.
He still
has a chance.
I mean, he's like 29 now, so like it's kind of like, okay, like you probably next year's your last shot.
Facts.
Oh,
but no, everybody's gunning for Traore, bro.
Yeah.
They're just gunning for his workout secrets. That's the only thing. Like,
That's it, man. I hope he makes like a workout video. I'm gonna start watching it.
apparently he lifts no weights.
Yeah.
It's all. This just blows my
No
mind because
way,
he's
man.
so big, bro.
Genetics, man. Genetics.
Genetics, bro. It's more than genetics, bro. Like that. They said he only works on like really like lateral movement and like pretty much running exercises. And I'm just like, well, you don't get that big just running like.
And apparently, like he oils himself too before games, so players don't like pull on him. That's smart.
I mean, bro.
I mean,
even if you could
that's
pull
smart.
on him, you're not gonna get him. Like,
It's not illegal.
Yeah, that's true.
bro, all he has to do is just put the shoulder down, bro. And like nobody's touching him. Like he I think he's built for the wrong sport. Like his thighs are like literally like two of mine combined.
He should have played rugby, man.
Bro, I'm saying he gets you in the arm bar. You're like your arm's gone. Like.
Nice. Awesome. Well, that concludes the episode of Top Bin 90 Show, guys. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.